Greetings to all melanated people around the world who are followers of William Branham, and to my brothers and sisters at the Tolex Assembly in Trinidad and Tobago and St. Vincent and the Grenadines who are also followers of William Branham. I'm reaching out to you today, not to discredit you, but to encourage you and to strengthen you by saying to you that the Bible is not literal, it is not secular history, that the Bible addresses the human mind and must be interpreted psychologically. And if you disagree with me, and you can tell me one thing that anyone in the Bible has done, if they were literal persons that existed 1,000 years ago, and if Galatians 4:24 is a lie when it says it's all an allegory, if you can tell me one thing anyone have done, whether good or evil, that was not for psychological or that was not for a thought, then I am not fit to instruct you. Also, if you can tell me one thing in this world that wasn't for a thought, or one thing in this world that wasn't for us imagine, or one thing in this world that is ever going to be invented that would not for us be imagined, then I am not fit to instruct you. And then it is said in St. John 1 and verses 3 that without him there isn't anything made that was made, and all things was made by him. Now I want you to tell me one thing that has been made that wasn't for us imagine, or one thing that is ever going to be made that hasn't been for us imagine. And then in Genesis 1 he said God said let there be, and there was. And I learned right in Tolex Assembly that a word is a thought expressed, and it is so true that a word is a thought expressed. So it is God expressing himself, okay? So all of this is the expression of God. And we've been given dominion because it is God in us. And all I am teaching is that everything is mental and that everything falls a thought. And the Bible is all psychological. And that God is within you, and that you are the temple of God, and that you are the church. And that whenever the God within raise up a man to teach us to look within ourselves, to discover God within ourselves, whenever that man leaves the scene, those who call themselves followers or disciples, they organize themselves around what they believe the messenger is saying, and they merge the messenger in the message and come up with their own belief of what he's saying. And when any other ascend or transcend further than what they believe that the messenger was saying, they call them devils. They call them deceived. And so at the time when William Branham was speaking, those who believed that they knew what he was speaking about and missed the message of symbology and missed the esoteric message and hold on to the exoteric, they chant down, pull down, and criticize all the other denominations when they themselves become so organized and denominated themselves and one have to go behind the camp and teach them what I'm going to say here to you, that where your heart is, there shall your treasure be also. It is teaching you that thoughts cannot be hidden, that your thoughts is creating your reality. And if you understand the laws of thoughts and will chase the laws of thoughts in your mind and will come to the experience that we are taught evolved being, and that we are God in flesh, dreaming the dream of life, And that one day we will awake according to Psalm 78. Awake to know true identity and answer the question, who am I? With the answer saying, I am that I am. I am whatever I believe myself to be. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. It is teaching you that you will find the treasure. You will find the pearl of great price. You will find the multiplier within. You will find the creator within. You will come into your promised land. The place of abundance. The place of plenty. The place where you live in health, wealth, and wisdom. The place where you discover Matthew 6:33, which says, when you seek and find first the kingdom of God and the righteousness of God, all these temporal things, all these material things, all these things that came from the unseen world to the seen world, that you will discover the secret of that. You will discover the secret of creation. You will discover that the Creator is in you. You will discover that you can create your reality consciously. And then you will understand. My brother say, when the bride discover who she is, it is speaking about discovering the female side of your being. Out of a woman comes multiplication. Out of nature comes multiplication. And out of the mind of man, multiplication. When they're going to multiply good or evil. Before man and woman can come together for procreation to bring forth a child, our children, it starts. The Garden of Eden is your mind. Tell your mind. Tell your ground. Prune it with the right thoughts. That is why most religious people, they haven't overcome gossiping, because they do not understand and do not have the right principle of who God is. And I'm saying to you, where your treasure, where your heart is, there will the treasure be also. What is the treasure? The greatest treasure you can find on this earth is that God and man are one, and that God is your own human imagination, the invisible man, the man of creation, that the Creator lives in you, that in Him we live and move and have our being. And you have a sign to the unknown God. All kind of symbols and logos and all these churches and all these scholars and brilliant talkers, yet serving an unknown God. And there comes one, a certain state of consciousness, cross your path and show you that the Creator don't dwell in temples made of hands. And teaches you to look within. Acts 17. I love to have fun. There's human God. God is humorous. He say, I would laugh at your calamity or mock at your calamity. Your calamity is speaking of your ignorance. Because sin is ignorance. So I'm saying to you, it is said that whatsoever thing that is good, whatsoever thing that is true, he said, if it have any virtue, they think on these things. So where your heart is, there is a treasure. Your gifts, your talents, your calling, that you can be of worth to the world, so that you can let your light so shine before men that they may behold your wisdom and glorify the Father or the God that they will see in you. that you will be able to teach people that the true prayer is desire and meditation. That you can teach others how to pray according to Psalms 4:4, how to pray according to Matthew 6:6, how to see whatever you want to manifest in this world through your mind's eye first, and then make it visible. How do you think I'm able to speak to you on this video camera and to manifest it consciously? Because I knew the right way to pray. Before I wrote any books, before I've done anything that I've done, I wrote it all in books. I have a book where I wrote everything down, where I have my affirmations, where I desire how much I want in the land. Take a portion. Caleb and Joshua and them know how to take the portion. He said, give me my portion. Water is all them preach those things, you know. So anyone could use the law and can change their circumstances, but not everyone can come into the promise. Because you cannot just do something. You can't come into the promise by works. I can say it is all grace. And though I am able to teach you what I am teaching you. And I want to end here with the sign of the eye of Matthew 6:22, where he says, every eye be single, your whole body will be full of light. If you discover the God in you, you will discover the rising of the sun. You will discover the secret of creation, and you will understand John 1, St. John 1, and Genesis 1 is telling you the same thing. And when your thoughts have been fulfilled and manifest themselves, and it will be materialized on this side, because you've been faithful to the unseen. And William Branham tell you, look into the unseen. I tell you, when your eyes were open, they knew him. Then you will understand when he says on the seventh day he rested, Sabbath, because you will no longer have a desire for the thing you already manifest. With that, I want to say peace, love you, I'm out. Love you.